So determine the coordinates of the vertex of the graph of a quadratic function if the graph passes through the points negative 8 and 0, 2 and 0, and 0 and 48. Well, first thing you might find useful is to notice a couple of patterns here. If you notice these ones, you've got a number followed by a 0. The y is 0. That must mean that these are x-intercepts. This one right here, you notice the x is 0 and the y is 48. That tells you that it's a y-intercept. Okay, now that we have that down pat, the general formula that we're going to be using is y is equal to a x minus m x minus n. Now, these right here correspond with your x-intercepts. That makes it pretty easy. What we have so far is y is equal to a x plus 8, because that's a negative 8. And it's going to be x minus 2, because that was a positive 2. Problem though, we've got too many variables. It's cool to have x and y, but we need to figure out that a. However, that's where the y-intercept is going to come into play, because we can use that to solve for what we need. In this case, what we have here, the y-intercept, if you remember, the formula for that is equal to a times m times n. The y-intercept right now is going to be 48. M is 8, or negative 8. And n is 2. And of course we've got a, and that's what we're going to be solving for. So we've got 48, and negative 8 times 2 is negative 16. And this is just going to be a. So we want to solve for a, so we have to divide that by negative 16. This is going to be divided by negative 16 as well. So a is going to be negative 3. So far what we have for an equation is y is equal to negative 3 x plus 8 x minus 2. This is cool, but what we're looking for is the coordinates of the vertex of the graph. So what we need to do is we need to find the vertex. Well, that's pretty easy because we can also use the axis of symmetry equation to figure that one out. In that case, you're going to plug in the m and the n, so it's going to be negative 8 plus 2, and then you're going to divide that by 2. So negative 8 plus 2 is going to be negative 6. Negative 6 divided by 2 is going to be negative 3. Now that we have that, we have half our vertex. Our vertex so far is going to be negative 3. Now we need to do is solve for y. Pretty easy. All you need to do is plug this guy back into the equation wherever you see an x. So y is equal to negative 3. And we've got here negative 3 plus 8. And it's going to be negative 3 minus 2. So y is equal to negative 3. Negative 3 plus 8 is just going to be 5. And negative 3 minus 2 is going to be negative 5. Multiply these together, and what you're going to get is 75. So your vertex for this thing is going to be negative 3 and 75. That's your final answer.